Hold on. Let me just like adjust that a little bit. There we go. Hi, welcome. I am Island Turtle. This is BOMISpirit. That we're gonna go into the weekly intuitive astrology reading today. Okay. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes for everybody to climb into the chat, and we are doing these live now, moving forward. This is gonna be for April 8th to the 14th. What else? What else do I need to say in my spiel? Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Check out the website, socials, all of that stuff. We also have cool stuff linked below for the moon calendar and astrology calendar for 2024. Those are still available. We also have a gathering in North Carolina in June. So go ahead and check that out on the website. And yeah, so let's just like, get our little drinky poos, get settled, get comfortable before we dive in. A lot of what I'm going to go over, I already kind of went over in the earlier live that I did for the little like coffee hangout that we had. Also, Clydester is here. He did well at his vet appointment. The vet appointment went really long. I was like, we were there for 2 hours. So we were there for quite a bit, but he's doing good. He had a little acupuncture, which has helped him a lot, actually. Everyone liked the video. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, please like the video. It really does help all the videos to circulate when you like them, comment, share, all the things, right? Not me getting a vision of a past life at exactly 90% totality. I feel cracked open. I need some tea in this live. LOL. I actually was in the vet's office during the eclipse, and it was chaotic. It definitely got really chaotic during like the peak of the eclipse, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought it felt a little weird to like not be like out and in that like place of presence with it, but also I just like I didn't need to. Reload if it's not playing. Can you talk a bit about timeline jumping? Maybe we'll see. There's like in the weeklies, there's always a lot to talk about. And you guys know when I go on a tangent, I go on a tangent, and I don't want to get too distracted today because today is kind of busy and I do got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Excuse me. It's been about a couple minutes, so let's go ahead and actually get started. We're gonna get started at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm gonna go over a quick little summary first, and then we'll get into astrology, and then channel messages and cards. Okay. All right. So just a quick little paraphrasing of what's going on this week. So obviously today's Monday. We're starting the week off with the solar eclipse, which literally just peaked out a couple of hours ago, probably more than a couple hours ago. Like, where is it? 3 o'clock. So like 4 hours ago, I guess, is when I did like climax. And so here we are in this eclipse energy, even as we're recording. But as we continue through the week, there's only minor changes to the energy. So this week is pretty much the eclipse energy. So just a couple key takeaways. This is a week where we are getting a chance to re-envision our life goals, legacies, our dreams. Really, it's about the house of Capricorn and Cancer, wherever those houses are for you. That's where we're having a lot of re-envisioning of things going on. But when you think about Cancer and Capricorn, those are huge bulks of our life, right? Literally, it's like our home, private, internal life, and our family and our loved ones, and how we feel safe and secure. Like, think of like fourth house IC point, right? And then you have like Capricorn, which is 10th house energy, your midhaven energy, technically speaking. Doesn't have to be your natal midhaven. I'm just speaking to the energy behind the signs, right? And Capricorn is about legacy and what we pass down generationally. It's about wealth. It's about investments and money and career and work life and reputation and how the world sees you and what you're doing out in the world, like, right? In a very practical way. Very, very big aspects of our lives. So those aspects are needing to be re-envisioned in some way, shape, or form, and how we can also maintain ourselves in an emotional way and even a material way, right? Unique creations. I actually didn't talk about this on the live earlier today, but unique creations, fun and passion. There is going to be some fun and passion this week, and that's actually going to get amplified as we get closer to Sunday. So that's kind of exciting. And then we have these foundational quakes, this energy that I've been describing almost like Thor-like, like thunder, lightning-like the light is breaking through things that we've been needing to break or things that have been really hard to break. And these are foundational things. So foundational beliefs, right? Even like our state of consciousness. For some, it's financial, some it's work related, some it's household related. For some, it's also just like your heart is cracking open or you're shifting as far as your relationship with self and your self-esteem, right? But these quakes that are happening, these foundations that are breaking, are basically asking us to leap, right? To leap into new, to leap into more authentic, to leap into innovation, to leap more into freedom, and really to detach from those particular foundational things and go into something more evolved, right? So that's what we got going on this week in a nutshell. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and get into the astrology. Wow, I did that really fast. I did that in like 3 minutes. Literally, I did that in 3 minutes. I did that way faster than I expected. Anyway, so let's go over this. So I've organized the energy in terms of like three different kind of clusters here. Okay. Now, before I get into that, I will say the cardinal signs are going to be feeling the energy the most. No question. Aries, Cap, Cancer, Libra. Okay. Taurus is pretty strong and Pisces is pretty strong. Actually, okay, yeah, I will talk about this before I get into the sections. So I talked about it a little bit on the live earlier, and I talked about it a lot on the Patreon live for the eclipse. But Ceres in Capricorn and the White Rabbit asteroid in Cancer are majorly significant. They are opposing each other, but they're both creating aspects in like the biggest clusters of energy that we have going on. And so the way that I've been viewing it is where we have Ceres and Capricorn. Ceres is all about nourishment and resources and sustainability and all of that. But it's in Capricorn. So it's calling in how we are taking care of our legacy and what needs to be re-envisioned there. And kind of what I was mentioning before. The White Rabbit asteroid is fascinating. So fast. It's fascinating to me, just like as an astrologer, from the mindset of an astrologer. Because White Rabbit asteroid is exactly how it sounds. It creates these opportunities of like falling down the rabbit hole a little bit, like kind of falling into like unknown journeys and twists and turns of fate when it comes to certain things. Sometimes the White Rabbit asteroid can also be relating to like a little bit of like illusion and crazy making. That's also why they call it White Rabbit as well. But with it being in Cancer, I feel like it's actually wanting to take us on new experiences when it comes to home, family, loved ones, soul fam, emotional security, like how we identify our sense of coziness and safety and all of that, taking us for a little bit of a ride, which can have some lows and can have some really beautiful highs, but we're going to have a re-envisioned perspective of what home actually is and what family actually is. And I do think it's going to be very positive with the eclipse energy, which literally we are like at the peak in still, like we're still baking in it pretty strongly right now. The White Rabbit asteroid has been aspecting Canopus and Sirius. I know y'all know about Sirius already, so I won't go on a huge diatribe about that, but just a little bit about Sirius for those who don't know. It is the brightest star in the sky. It's also known as the dog star. The Egyptians pretty much worshipped Sirius and contributed a lot of significance to it. Sirius tends to bring like honor, wealth, and fame. Think of it like the second sun. So think of Sirius in that way. But Canopus, I always say the fascinating, but it fascinates me. So Canopus actually has an association with mythological and historical accountings of voyages and quests, specifically naval ones. So specifically where you cross the sea. But when you cross the sea, what are you doing? You're crossing a realm, right? You're crossing a threshold from one place to another, hence like kind of like that portal energy too. But it tends to bring expanded education and knowledge. It can bring some like turbulence like in domestic matters. I don't think I mentioned that on Patreon, but it can. And yeah, it just is very interesting. And so here it is working with the White Rabbit asteroid in Cancer, right, amongst all these other things. But basically begging us to like get in the boat and go on this quest of family, go on this adventure and figure out the twists and turns of what family and home really is for all of us, while we're also reinventing our legacy, career, how we achieve things, and our values around that. So very interesting. And that's just the asteroid activity. I could talk about astrology all day. Okay, so there's that. So just know that. So look to see where that axis is for you. And when I say axis, I mean where Cancer and Capricorn are in your houses. Those two houses are getting a huge revamp. Okay, wherever those are in your natal chart, huge revamp happening in those two houses. Okay, so for any Cancer risings like me, that's your first and seventh house, most likely. 15 to 20 degrees is where I would look for that if you wanted to give it more of a range. So for me, the first and seventh house, that's like literally like my sense of self is like my sense of self and how I take care of myself, and also people that I am in relationships with or bonded relationships going through a huge revamp right now. Okay, but that's also part for the course of the other stuff we got going on, but it's interesting. So just take that with you moving forward as we are still in this eclipse energy and for the rest of the week, okay? But let's get into talking about these other aspects, okay? Now, the foundational quakes that are encouraging us to leap, right? So, this is all surrounding Taurus and Pisces, but both are still aspecting Ceres and the White Rabbit, okay? Mars is in Pisces 13 to 17 degrees this week, excuse me, and is conjunct Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is moving from 13 to 15. So, those are the ranges for those two. But Mars and Saturn, both malefic planets in Pisces, working together. We also have Jupiter and Uranus working in Taurus over here. And Jupiter's moving from 19 to 20, Uranus is 20 to 21. This conjunction is going to be exact on the 20th of April, so next week. Keep that in mind. This is the big quakey quake energy. When Jupiter and Uranus get into a room together, Jupiter just amplifies Uranus's catalytic energy. Uranus loves to activate. Uranus loves to break things. Uranus loves to turn things on its head and cause a bit of a stir. That's what Uranus likes to do. Jupiter's just making that louder. So I know a lot of people have mentioned that like earthquakes have been happening, and that can happen when you have Jupiter amplifying Uranus. It can also happen when you have other planets activating Uranus in like a disruptive way. Because Uranus is already disruptive, right? But like Saturn working with Uranus, like in a square, like how we had in 2020, that did a lot of interesting things too, right? So just to kind of point that out. But coming back, so you have Jupiter and Uranus creating this quaking energy, this energy of like, let's break the ground. Let's break the platforms. Let's break the foundation. Let's break the programming, right? And again, this can come up in various ways for all of us. So I don't want you guys to get too attached to like how it's supposed to show up in your life, or even what you're hearing from other astrologers. Like everything I'm telling you is my own interpretation and viewpoint, and also channeling and intuiting of these energies, right? So take with it what you will. Astrology is just a way of looking at things, and it's really our belief systems that helps to shape our reality. So I just want to mention that, okay? But with Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus doing this quaking, that can quake Taurus energy, right? And Taurus energy is actually values. So our own values and belief systems. And because it's Uranus and Jupiter, our consciousness and our perspective is also part of what could be quaked, so to speak, the ego, so to speak, or even our soul, so to speak. But Taurus is also finances. It's also how we earn money, investments, how we support ourselves, anything relating to like the physicality structure of your house, or what you're putting in your house. It could also relate to like beauty and aesthetics. So like you could also go through a glow up with this energy too. It even like show up that way, right? But those are just different ways that Jupiter working with Uranus can create things together, okay? So what does it mean when you have that in a sextile with Mars and Saturn? So Mars and Saturn in Pisces, Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, and they're creating a sextile together. So you got 4 celestial bodies, big celestial bodies, all working together in this craziness. Mars and Saturn, being malefic planets, they're really good at cutting through things. They're really good at getting you to like focus in and go in on whatever it is that you need to focus on, and pay attention to where you need to pay attention to. With it being in Pisces, it's kind of like an 8 of Cups energy. It's helping us to detach emotionally from what we've been attached to, whether that's people, places, ways of being, or even belief systems. A lot of belief systems are going to change with all of this energy that I'm talking about. So Jupiter and Uranus are cracking the foundations we're standing on, so to speak. Don't get scared in the way that I just felt some people go like, ah, like in the way that I just said that. It doesn't have to be a scary thing. It could be a very exciting thing, because these are things that are falling apart anyway. These are things that need to fall apart. They've been needing it. That's also why they're breaking in the first place, right? So Jupiter and Uranus are breaking things for us. And then there is Saturn and Mars here to say, yes, let that go. And now that you can let that go, recommit. Saturn loves commitment, especially when it's in a water sign. And then there's Mars going like, yeah, let's do that. Just kind of interesting when you think about it. Because they're both, to me, very, very masculine, destructive kind of energies. But coming back. So Jupiter and Uranus breaking things on us, and Mars and Saturn are like, yes, let that break. Let us help you detach from what's breaking, and let us help you have faith in committing to or being disciplined on where your soul actually wants to go. or on what your soul really wants, like soul-led choices, soul-led paths, soul-led relationships, soul-led ways of living. But it is Pisces, so it can bring this very beautiful healing energy. It can bring a lot of compassion and empathy. It could bring very authentic, deeply like soul bonded relationships and people into your life. It could bring up inspiration and art and music and things that stir the soul, right? So it's a lot of beautiful stuff happening with this aspect. So you have this sextile with Pisces and Taurus. And like I said, they're also aspecting Ceres and the White Rabbit, that Capricorn Cancer energy. So what's happening in your Cancer Capricorn and what's being re-envisioned there is also being driven by what is breaking on you too. So when you look at the astrology in your own chart, the best way to, in my opinion, the best way to look at these astrologies this week, Capricorn and Cancer are getting reimagined, re-envisioned. Okay. Taurus, your house of Taurus is where something is breaking. Something is crumbling. Something is not going to be part of your reality moving forward or has been trying to not be. And this week, it's just really grabbing your attention. So just pay attention to any towers or shifts in your house of Taurus. And then your house of Pisces is going to be your little like assistant, essentially, to dealing with that. So just use my chart as an example. So my first house and seventh house, Cancer and Capricorn, those are getting reimagined, re-envisioned, right? Which means me and then my people, me and my relationships, going through a huge recalibration there in sense of identity and how I relate to people in that way. Okay. Pisces for me is ninth house and a little bit of 10th house. And where the ranges are falling for me, I would probably prioritize it in the ninth house. Taurus for me is my 11th house. So my 11th house is going through a tower, which makes perfect sense for just everything that I know is going on in my life. But 11th house is literally personal vision, right? It's also the house of community and friendships and innovation and creative intelligence and social media and internet and all of that. So I'm probably going to be going through some sort of tower in relation to friends or friends that I work with, because my work is also social media based, or something with the internet could affect my life in some way. And that will cause me to look to my house of Pisces, my ninth house, to look for how do I deal with this change? How do I leap out of this, right? And ninth house is travel, it's higher mind, it's spirituality, it's philosophy, it's adventure. So probably going on a trip or something would even help me in relation to that. Or looking for something new to study or put my attention to skill-wise would probably help me with that transition, okay? So that's how to look at these energies. And we'll get into how Aries plays a role in this, because obviously Aries is important too, right? But that's the first little section. And for the degree ranges, just to give you to you guys again, Cap Cancer, 15 to 20 degrees, and Pisces and Taurus, 15 to 20 degrees, okay? Now, if you have any personal planets in those signs at those degree points, yes, you can expect to really feel the energy of what's going on, okay? Now, the unique creations and fun and passion and all that yumminess. So this is nice. I'm gonna say, like, this is kind of nice. So we have Venus and Aries moving from 4 degrees to 11 degrees, and it is sextile Pluto in the beginning of the week and under the eclipse energy. So even though it's like pittering out towards the week, it's still kind of baked into this eclipse energy that we're going to be under for quite a while, right? So you have Venus working with Pluto in a sextile. And as we progress towards the end of the week, Venus is going to start going conjunct with the North Node. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. And also, we have Venus trine Pallas Athena. Throughout the entire week, Pallas Athena is in Sagittarius, okay? But the peak of that, I want to say, is probably like Wednesday, Thursday. You don't need to keep it in mind. I'm just telling you for anybody who wants to know and he's like a hardcore astrologer making notes or what have you. So to recap, Venus sextile Pluto, Aries Aqua, Venus conjunct the North Node, more at the end of the week, right? All in Aries. And then we have Venus in Aries trine Pallas Athena in Sag, okay? This is creating a really interesting kind of like fun opportunities to literally have fun. Like Venus in Sag loves to have fun, likes to play around, likes to joke, likes to try things, likes to flirt. Venus Aries likes fun. And as it's in a sextile with Pluto, that is definitely going to bring about opportunities with relationships that are empowering, okay? Also relationships that could be like major collaborations, if there's something that you have a creative passion or passion project, or you have a unique, innovative idea, or you want to take your skills and do something totally different, this is a great week for that. And also, if people come in your life that can facilitate that, they're going to show up and it'll be fun to indulge in that. Okay. The North Node energy towards the end of the week, it gets stronger in the following week when we have Jupiter conjunct Uranus exact. And also, we're going to have Mercury and Chiron conjunct exact again for the second time next week when Venus really peaks in on that North Node energy. So, next week is going to be a lot. Like, this week is a lot because, like, we're at the peak of the eclipse and all the stuff I'm talking about. But next week, like, I already listed off 3 aspects next week that are peaking, that are strong, that are in direct relation to a lot of the shit we got going on right now. So you think this week is crazy. Next week is crazy. Okay. Just putting it out there. Doesn't have to be bad. It can be fun and it can be exciting. It's totally up to you. Okay. Anyway, so we have that. But then when Venus starts working with the North Node, in comes the focus of the future. In comes the focus of, okay, you've decided you want these things. Okay, you've decided you're jumping. How in it are you? How in it are you? That's going to become very clear and very blatant. There may even feel like a pushy energy of like, oh shit, we're really taking off here. But that could be a very, very fun thing. It's also very independent energy and really can get you even deeper into whatever passion projects that you are starting, or fun, frolicky, flirty relationships you're starting, or cool collaborations you're starting. So just know that too. And as it's working with Pallas Athena, there's also going to be this ability, more so this week. That's like the Pallas Athena doesn't apply to next week, but with this week, Pallas Athena is bringing this ability to bring in some interesting, how do I want to say, ways of harmonizing situations, ways of resolving situations that come from that Sagittarian place of, you know what, we just need to try something totally different. You know what, we need to like take this into a whole other environment. Like, oh, you know what, we need to look at this from a higher perspective. So just know if you are struggling with anything and you're needing a solution, that Saggy energy can probably help with that too. Okay? Okay. Now, all of this is like really going to be impacting Aries more so than anything else. I know we also have like Pluto and Aqua and Pallas Athena and Sag, but really Aries is like the key here. And if you're going to look at your house of Aries, I would look at the entire house. This is like, this particular little cluster I'm talking about is like 5 to 10 degrees, but we have a lot more Aries shit going on than I'm about to get into. So everything I already said earlier about Capricorn, Cancer, Jupiter, not Jupiter, sorry, Taurus, because I see it in my head and then I say it to you guys. Taurus and then Pisces, you got all those notes already. You already know what's going on there. The house of Aries is where we're going to experience a liberation of some kind. So for example, if you have Aries in the 8th house, right, that can be a sexual liberation. That can be a liberation of your shadow. That could be a liberation in a way where you actually like go through like massive death to have like a massive rebirth, right? Or if you have Aries in, like in my house, it's in the, this is a lot of this is going on in the 10th house for me. For Aries, I'm probably going to go through some sort of liberation in terms of my work and how, and my reputation and how people see me, right? And all of that. If you have Aries in the 3rd house, you're probably going to have a shift in your friends. You're probably going to be way more outspoken than you've ever been. And like really shameless about it, which I don't think is a bad thing, right? So those are the key signs to pay attention to, and how each sign is affecting us. Okay. So y'all got your homework and you can look at your own charts and try to figure that out for yourself. Okay. All right. Moving on to the last one. So talking more about this liberation of self, I also wrote this down as using the past to jump into the future. So we start with the solar eclipse energy and then we go towards the end of the week, right? So much activity because we have the Sun, Mercury, Chiron, Eris, and the North Node all in Aries. It's a lot of Aries. I know we're in Aries season and all. That's a lot of Aries. It's a lot of Aries energy. Not to mention Venus is now in Aries, but Venus is still really far away from being able to be working exactly with these celestial bodies outside the North Node. But just for the sake of discussion for this cluster, right? And the shift of energy in this cluster. So the Sun, Mercury, Chiron, Eris, and the North Node. So as we shift from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, the beginning is more the Sun working with Chiron like more closely and Mercury working with Eris more closely. And by the end of the week, Mercury and Chiron are almost exact. Again, they'll be exact on the 15th. So literally the day after Sunday, Monday. You understand what I'm saying? All of this Aries energy are also square Ceres in Capricorn and square the White Rabbit in Cancer. There they are, showing themselves again. That Capricorn Cancer energy that I was talking about, right? All of this to say is it's ushering us into this final eclipsing of this long-term shedding we've been doing. The last 4 months, almost all of 2024 and a little bit of 2023, like December-ish, has been this major deep root cleaning and clearing. Some of us it's been ancestral, some of us it's been soul retrieval, past life stuff. Some of us have just been needing to get into our inner children. Some it's shadow work, some it's about liberating the throat, some it's about getting into that solar self-worth, some of it's sexually, all different flavors, right? But it is all for the liberation of the I, Aries, the self, the I am. Even I am presence, right, is part of this too. We are now closing out that deep, deep shedding. And it's allowing our true, unique soul signature in a way, our unique gifts, who we really are, to emerge and be more free and be more liberated and not feel so imprisoned or suppressed in these very natural ways of us being us. Some of this might also bring up some of that devil energy that I talked about in the live earlier today, and I definitely talked about that on Patreon. It is really important right now that if your inner devil, your inner shadow, whatever word you want to use for it, your inner animal, primal sense of self is trying to come out to the surface, it's for a reason. When we're angry, when we're annoyed, when we're stressed, when we're feeling the pressure of whatever and we need to push through and not be our natural selves, that's a key indication that something wants to come out. That's a key indication that the soul is trying to tell you something, and it's really just that part of you that you're keeping suppressed, right? And even when we say shadow self, like shadow self doesn't always have to be the part of you that's all like sassy and primal, right? Or ego driven. It could also be the part of you that you're literally just not connected to or not aware of, which could literally be like your inner child or your inner mother or your inner father or your inner elder or whatever, right? So also know that. 144 likes, by the way. Don't forget to like the video if you're here and you're enjoying it, just saying. Another cool thing about this cluster is that we're getting this ability to reflect on our life experience and the lessons we've gained, the wisdom we've gained, how far we've come, how much we've evolved, how much we've worked on ourselves, just how much we have like been exposed to and observed and attained knowledge-wise, that we can now use that to catapult us from the past to the future. Because everyone's unique life experience is literally unique to you. There's 8 billion different experiences that we can all learn from. Like, you know, if you were really to look at it in that kind of a analytical on paper kind of a way, right? And it's all important. We all have something to contribute and we can all be in it together and like learn from each other, right? So taking all of that past shit and being able to utilize that moving forward in a way that's innovative, that's creative, that's helpful, or even just fun and expressive. Some of you are going to be monetizing your pain. I know you guys have also heard that phrase before too. So very cool stuff going on there, right? So don't dismiss your past. This isn't about like forgetting all the things that have happened to you prior to this moment. It's about being able to reflect on it and look at it through a much higher minded lens and go, oh, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. Oh, I see how I can help people with this particular thing because I've been through it. Or, oh, I actually see how I have become a master in this thing that never even occurred to me because it's my own personal life experience. And now I can go and share that or use that to get to the next stage of my life or the next chapter, so to speak, right? So very, very cool stuff going on there. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, I did write causes. Causes. Some of you may adopt a cause or suddenly feel very passionate about something and feel like you need to stand for it or stand up against something. So if that's you, and you know who you are. Okay? But that's all the astrology. So yeah, that's all the astrology. I keep feeling like there's something else, but I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, no, no, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. Don't forget about Cap and Cancer. Don't forget about Cap Cancer. I feel like it could be really easy too. Don't forget about it. I just think it'd be helpful. It's like you don't gotta like put energy into it if you don't want to. I'm just saying it could be very helpful to look at those houses and see, oh, is that part of my life literally needing to be reevaluated, right? Okay, let's get into the collective read. I'm very impressed with my time today. I gotta say, it's only been 30 minutes, guys. I think last time it was like an hour before before I got to the collective section. Oh, itchy. All right, where are we going with the collective? Okay. Oh, tempting. So tempting. I got a few decks out here. I'm just placing them. I'm tempted to do the star codes Astro. Okay. Thank you. When I looked up Leona for you, I found it in my chart. Good. Yeah, Leona, again, another fascinating celestial body. Hey y'all, hello. A lot of inner children, pain in my body to move through, water, walks, and wellness. We've all got something. We're like finally, we're moving through right now and like almost doing like a final eclipsing of, right? All right, so I'm going to start with the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and then we're probably going to use another deck to clarify. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Getting a lot of yellow. Solar energy. What's up, Clyde? Oh, I thought he was moving and grooving. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? I knew we were going to get something like this. In my mind, I was like, we're going to get like Piscean or Aqua something. Like Piscean or Aqua something. I knew it. Neptune, Vision, 26 breaking down to an 8. Also, like, just the circle is really catching my attention. It reminds me a lot about the Wheel of Fortune. Reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune quite a bit. Even like the Zodiac Wheel. That's a whole other conversation in and of itself. But Neptune with Vision here. Remember, I kept using the word re-envision. Right? How was his appointment? It was good. It just went really long. I was there at the peak of the eclipse and it was a little chaotic. But I love his new vet. I went through hell at the last vet, and like all my friends who I told, they were like, you need to sue them. You need to sue them, or you need to tell somebody. And I've honestly, it's been in the back of my mind. I've been debating it. But I'm just happy he's in good hands, and I'm happy he's being taken care of. It's just a little bit of a road to get him back to normalcy. Maybe I'll tell you guys about it at some point, maybe. But this is not the video for it. So anyway, coming back. Neptune with Vision. Like I said, I've been using the word re-envisioned a lot for the energy this week and for the eclipse, and that is definitely why that this card is here. It really honestly feels like re-envisioning everything. Like if you think about it, like it's in Cancer and Capricorn, right? That's what we are re-envisioning. That's literally our external life and our internal life. How we feel physically, materially safe, and how we feel emotionally safe. That's kind of everything. Like, if you think about it, I'm not saying we're all gonna like completely revamp all of our lives like 180 degrees. Like, I'm not saying that, but that's a big life review. That's a big like looking at all the pieces in your life and being like, maybe a couple of these need to be changed, right? But there's also creative energy too. And like I said, creativity is going to be really big as well, especially as Venus in Aries is working with Pluto in Aquarius. And even like with Cheroklo in Aquarius, I didn't mention this before, but Cheroklo in Aquarius is also a little bit active around Jupiter and Uranus, and also some of that Aries energy too. So it's like we do have a lot of creative juices running and a lot of innovative juices running and a lot of re-envisioning and revamping these aspects of our lives of how we feel supported in our life for the long term. So big stuff as far as how do you envision your life moving forward in a way that is evolved, in a way that's more supportive of you, and also more supportive of you being free and creative and expressive, right? Jupiter conjunct Uranus can also be very activating to the consciousness. I know I mentioned that before, but just know that that can bring downloads too for some, like downloads and upper chakra activation as well. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? Watch us get Taurus or Leo. Oh, that's kind of fun. I don't know where that beeping is. Interesting. Anyway, it's like weird shit around my apartment. Venus and Juno. That's pretty yummy. 21 and 31. So we have a 3 and a 4 going on here. The ones obviously are really standing out to me. The ones being the I, being the self. It's actually very Aries like, because it's also how we like move and take initiative and action when we're speaking to numerology. But then even like the 2 to the 3 is progressive, right? So I feel like we're literally looking at 1, 2, 3, and even technically 4. So a lot of progression going on there. Venus and Juno, I mean, y'all know that this obviously speaks to romantic relationships. It also speaks to creative collaborations, what I was also mentioning before. I really want to make that very clear. I think we can get a little hung up on love sometimes, you know? Are we still in collective read? Yes. Constance, yes, we are. Yes, we are. I know, I love the art on these cards too. It's so beautiful. Wait, I don't have the box with me, I don't think. I thought I brought the book out. I guess I didn't. Sorry. But it is linked below if you guys want it for yourself. Kathy, thanks for the $4.99. Thank you. Oh, wait. No, I wanted to like it. There we go. Okay. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you. So sorry about your kitty. Sending love to you both. Thank you. He's like, I almost got so emotional. Sorry, little tangent. We'll come back. I almost got really emotional when we got back to the house because like this was his first acupuncture session. He's got all kinds of stuff, but like he has bone spurs and arthritis is like one of the biggest reasons why he needed that. And also now he has asthma. And so that's also why he needed that. Anyway, so we come home and I could tell he was feeling better. I could tell he was like a little bit more alive. And I was like getting ready to do my stuff, to do my notes. And then I heard him make his play meow. He has a very specific like meow when he wants to play. And I was like, Clyde. And he comes out with a toy in his mouth. And he runs up to me with the toy in his mouth, and I almost cried because I haven't seen him do that in months. I haven't seen him want to play in months. Anyway, coming back. Don't need to be talking about Clydester all the time. Venus and Juno, obviously this can speak to romantic relationships, but let's not get caught up in that, right? It's also about creative relationships where we feel inspired, especially with Neptune being here, where we feel inspired and supported and really seen and really heard. This can be family, this can be soul fam, these can be friends, these can be coworkers, but it is more of that deeper soul bond, right? Where there is this just innate, I see you, you see me, I get you, you get me, right? Kind of a deal. But obviously romance can be a part of that too, okay? This is also gonna be a time, I think I mentioned this earlier. I would bawl. I know I did. I got emotional. I did. And I was like, I'll play with you. I'll play with you, Clydester. It's okay. I'll put Walker aside for a minute and play with you. I watched when you were WaterBaby and Clyde was there then. Yeah, he was way more active. He was younger then. Yeah, he just isn't like as active because he's also just older. But anyway, let's get refocused here. This is also a time because of that white rabbit asteroid in Cancer, as it's also aspecting Cannabis and Sirius, and I mentioned that before. But also because we are at an eclipse, and this is like a major journey that everyone is kind of going on. The relationships that we invest in that are like this can be lifelong. They can be like 20-year relationships for some of us. So something to also keep in mind. Let's see what other cards want to come out. I love this though. This is like so yummy. I feel like I'm literally looking at the Venus, Aries, Pluto energy right here, and even the North Node energy. I feel like that's what I'm looking at right here. I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten a sign yet, like a zodiac sign. And I keep seeing a lion and a bull. Like I keep seeing a lion and a bull, like over and over and over. Oh. Okay. So I thought that was implying Leo, Taurus, Leo, Taurus, Leo, Taurus. I'm actually getting Sekhmet and Hathor. I'm getting Sekhmet and Hathor. That is very interesting. Let me tune into that a little bit more. For those who are not familiar with Sekhmet or Hathor, it's from those deities are from the Egyptian pantheon, and depending on whatever version you're reading up on or version you're tuning into or ascribe to, 333 people in here, by the way. The version that I have learned and the one that I resonate with is the one where Sekhmet becomes Hathor, where Sekhmet is the goddess of war and carnage, and she's bloodthirsty and all of that, and like goes literally on like a rampage. And Ra actually has to like find a way to like rein her in. So sorry, I'm telling you the whole story because I think it is kind of fun, interesting story. So then Ra comes in and basically gets her drunk on like beer that he's like disguised as like fake blood. And she gets drunk and passes out. And then Horus comes in and then she transforms into Hathor, which is more of this like motherly, loving sort of feminine energy. But we do like, I feel like I'm just really expressing that there is a polarity of, I really want to say it's sexual energy. It's not just feminine, but you could see it as feminine. Take it as it resonates with you. Feminine energy, sexual energy. It feels like it's also just about the primal part of us and what I was also alluding to before, right? The very primal primal part of us that we all possess and that we should be able to see and connect to and experience and be able to hold all of these aspects of self and have that be okay. The more, thank you, the more we actually give a voice to the inner Sekhmet, so to speak, the easier it is to actually sit in our hearts, the easier it is to have a harmonized, balanced equilibrium because we are acknowledging all of ourselves and we're not just like trying to like shun away the part of us that is more primal and more raw, right? Okay. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Oh, look who's on the bottom. Ceres in Capricorn. This is literally the energy I've been talking about with the whole Cappy energy, and here she is with nurture. Like I said, Ceres rules resources, how we nurture ourselves, how we nurture others, sustainability, self-care, all of that sort of deal. I'm curious what's underneath her. Oh, debilitated. Yeah, where are we debilitated in our sense of care? Where are we not functioning very well in how we care for ourselves, how we care in general? Thank you. They said overall how we care for ourselves, how we care for people, how we care for Mother Earth, right? Because our relationship to Mother Earth is also a reflection of relationships to ourselves, but also in relation to, our relationship to Mother Earth is representative of our relationship to ourselves, our relationships to life, living beings, other humans as well, and our own relationship to how we mother and nurture ourselves, right? I know we're talking big themes there. There's a lot of like global themes we could get into there, but we don't really need to because you guys already know where that's going. Y'all already know where that's going. I talked about the mother wound a little bit on Patreon. I keep meaning to do a podcast episode. It just hasn't happened yet. And like I said before, even on Patreon, probably for a reason it hasn't happened yet. But am I going there? Hold on. Don't go there. Okay, they're like, don't. Like, they're like, this is not the day. It's like, okay, fine. It's not the day. But how we care and what we care for, what we cater to, what we maintain, What we love, what we love, and how we love, our relationship to that, and how does that need to be reevaluated. Also makes sense with the whole Cappy Cancer, because Capricorn Cancer is about nourishment. It's just physical, material, and emotional, right? But those are what those two signs are about and cater to. How we tend to things. Okay? All right, let's move on. I'm going to use the Energy Oracle deck here. Nicole, I see you. I see you, Nicole. I see you. Love you all. Let's stay strong on our journeys. Yes. Okay. Can I get a card for Neptune, please? Got so many rants I want to get into right now. Also, side note, all this Aries energy has definitely had me like moving into these random, like soapboxy, outspoken moments where suddenly I'm like, wait, why am I so worked up about this? Like, wait, why am I yelling about this? And it's like I can feel it. It's making me want to rant. It's making me want to rant about so many things. I'm looking at the cards and I could feel something that I spoke about on Patreon, and I'm like, ooh, and they're like, no. I'm like, okay. And when is the day, Spirit? Yeah. And my Lilith is Sag. So my Lilith Sag already does that to me, and I feel like all this Aries energy is just amplifying my Lilith, which makes sense. It would be trine my Lilith in a transit way. Just want to be outspoken. Okay. Neptune. Tell me about Neptune. Yep, the world. Not surprising this has come out here. So like I said, Neptune is definitely that, how are we envisioning these alterations to how we care for all things, really, including ourselves, and in turn, how that supports us, right? How can we see it? It's like a little bit of higher minded thinking, but also has that creative edge to it as well. It's also intuitive energy, but the world in this deck speaks to an open mind. It speaks to being open-minded. It speaks to allowing yourself to go into the realms of thought and perceptions that you haven't allowed yourself to go to yet. See what you haven't been able to see, what you haven't allowed yourself to see. Allow the programming to break, allow the veil to break, allow the beliefs to break, and then you'll see what has been available to you that you haven't connected to, as far as possibilities of what you can say, what you can create, the people you can have in your life, how you can live, how you can work, all the things. Wait, who said Golden Earth? Oh, Golden Earth Cannabis, yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. I totally forgot about that. So it was cannabis, or was it serious? No, it was cannabis. So when I get into fixed stars, talking about fixed stars and stuff, I do like to do research, and I have a few fixed star books. So cannabis in Egyptian astrology was historically known at, they also spoke about it historically as Golden Earth. So that was very interesting. I mean, obviously it's not like they weren't speaking English. That's the translation that they had for the name cannabis, that fixed star. The Egyptians called it Golden Earth. And I do believe it was more of like an alchemical reference, which also makes sense for Egypt. But I went on a whole rant. I went on a whole rant on Patreon about like Golden Age and all of that stuff. I think I did a little bit about this morning too. Anyway, moving on. Open-minded vision of all possibilities. Okay. Venus. Let's get into Venus. Can I get a card for Venus? Ooh. Oh man, the upper chakra energy is like no joke. With Venus, we have the third eye chakra with Archangel Metatron. Like I said, with Venus, I was getting more about the creative energy and passion, inspiration more than anything, right? And here we have the third eye. This could literally be inspired creativity, inspired action. but it's Venus, right? So it also speaks to what feels good, what's going to bring the good life, what's going to bring it, like indulgence in a way that also is just like the fun part of life, right? Enjoying life, but also relationships as well. So obviously on a relationship front, this can speak to, again, the spiritual relationships I was talking about, but it's really about the inspiration behind it. People in relationships that will inspire you, that will be creative with you, that can go and have fun with you and get those like passionate juices going. Okay, very nice. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. Juno. Can I get a card for Juno? Door to Spirit. This is basically like the Ace of Wands. Like I said, people that inspire us, people that we connect to on a soul level, a heart level. So for a lot of us, people who are going to be in our lives for decades to come. But it comes down to the fire. It comes down to the passion. It comes down to what inspires us and what makes our soul swell. What makes our soul want to get up in the morning and go do some interesting, fun, creative things. Again, all around what we care for, how we care for things, what we want to maintain, and in turn, how we care for ourselves. Very nice. I like it. On the bottom, we do have strategy. Ooh, sorry, got an itch. On the bottom, we have strategy. Strategy is pretty self-explanatory. It's plans. Plans, logic making. How are we navigating this? How do we need to navigate this? Whether it is just about flirty relationships or plans for fun or plans for creative stuff, or maybe you guys are making pivots in your life to be more free and to have more fun. And how can I do that? How can I give myself that? Oh, I just have to show you because it applies. Underneath that, we have the Angel of Strength. I love this came out. I think this came out on Patreon too. So Angel of Strength is like the strength card. 50 breaking down to a 5, by the way. Change, freedom, breaking away. But the lion, here is the lion. Here is that Leona energy. Leona is also in Cancer. I know, all this Cancer stuff. Leona, for those of you guys who don't know, she represents the feminine sun, okay, in astrology. And every time I tune into her, she's also like kind of Lilithy to me, but also I'm getting strong Sekhmet vibes here too. And like the strength card, we have our angelic selves, our divine self, so to speak, and then we have our primal human animalistic self. We are all of it. We are all of it, and we need all of it to navigate this. We can't ignore parts of ourselves anymore. We just can't do it. We can't do it. We need that ferocity. We need that. We need that instinctual ferocity. We need that to navigate this. And also to feed that part of ourselves. Because there's the other thing too. There's also how they're explaining it to me. When you shut off a part of yourself, when you ignore a part of yourself, when you suppress a part of yourself, it's not getting fed. So what happens to an animal that's not getting fed? It gets hungry. Right? It gets hungry. It gets pretty irritable. It gets a little aggro, and any little movement, step to just poke at that agitation, and it lashes out in various ways. That could be through addictions because it's hungry, right? Your hunger can literally be just a part of you that you're suppressing that wants to be fed. It could come out as an anger problem. It could come out as an emotional instability problem. It could come out as a lot of different things. It could even come out as like pride and narcissism. Right? Because like in a weird, I know that sounds a little strange, but anything like that is usually a sign that there's like pieces of us that are not being tended to in some way, shape, or form, right? So needless to say, make sure you're feeding all of yourself, okay? Feeding all of yourself well in a healthy way so that you can be in alignment with self to navigate this from an authentic place. Right? Right. I almost don't even want to talk about this, but I'm realizing now. So, okay, I'm going to talk a little tangent. I'm going to talk about this really quickly, and then we're going to move on to the elements, okay? So, there was a video that came up on my YouTube feed, and I don't normally watch this stuff. And it kind of scarred me, and it still is a little stuck with me, and this has been days now, and I don't normally get this affected by a video, but I'm realizing why I ended up watching it because like something in me was just like, watch it. And I'm like, oh, this is why. Um, it was about a dog attack, a really awful one, a really awful one. I love all animals. I love all animals. Um, but that literally was what happened in this attack. The dogs were literally like emaciated and they were starved and they were aggro. And this attack was definitely facilitated by that factor amongst other factors. And the poor victim, I mean, almost died. Like it was bad. Like it was really, really bad. And again, I'm still like, I'm still gonna like scarred from it. But I'm thinking about it, right? In terms of everything that even just came up in this reading. When it comes to like how we are in society, we have a lot of people who are starved. Like, serious, exactly. Serious also rules dog attacks, by the way, just so you guys know, like dog bites. Anyway, when we think about society and how many people are truly starved in this way, where they have parts of themselves suppressed, not heard, not seen, not being fed, we have people walking around who are basically like hungry dogs and they don't know it. And even as society at large, we're not even aware of that to that extent. And again, what happens when you starve an animal, and we are animals at the end of the day, what happens when you starve an animal and then you put them in a corner? They're going to lash out. They're going to act out. They're going to do something to satiate that soul hunger, whatever it may be. It may be just flying off at the mouth. It may be attacking somebody. It may be robbing somebody or worse, right? Um, we have a world full of hungry dogs. So what's going to happen if these hungry dogs keep getting pushed into a corner? It's interesting to think about. Just saying. Okay. Moving on. I know, it got a little heavy there for a second. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to be said about that. Let's move on. Let's move on. I think most of us here are not as hungry as the average dog, so to speak, right? I mean, obviously a lot of things dependent there, um, but yeah. Okay, elements. Whew. Real talk though. I know. It's like you could feel it too. It's like when we're talking real shit, it's like the mood gets a little right, a little intense, little goose pimples, and I'm like, that needed to be said. Okay. Air, fire, earth, or water. I'm gonna get a little sip of water first, actually, before I start. What did kids? What did egos? Yeah. Reminds me of the parent chat in the live. Oh my god. We talk about so many things on Patreon. I forget sometimes. That reminds me of Gabor Mates in the realm of hungry ghosts. Actually, I'm not familiar with that. Facilitates growth, always good. I love the mandala pillow. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Beneath anger is grief. Yeah. Beneath anger is grief. Even thinking about Sekhmet and Hathor, right? It's like, well, that's the version of the mythology that I resonate with. Like, think about it, right? She was so bloodthirsty. She was hungry. Like, she was starved. And so there she is on a rampage because she's a starved animal, essentially. And so what did they do? They just tricked her into binging, basically. They tricked her into binging. And then she became a Thor and she was okay. Sometimes this hunger makes people hurt themselves too. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because there's a piece of them that's going unseen and unheard. Okay, this is interesting too. So a little tangent back to the live on Patreon. We also talked about forgiveness over there too during that live. And that was an interesting talk. And this is what it's making me think about. Like how someone said, like, always some, people hurt themselves too if they're hungry like that. When we hold on to things, that is also us, like, how do I want to say, like holding on to the hunger in a way. Because like when we're like hurt by something, when we're angry by something because someone does something to us, right? What we're really hungry for is justice, or we're hungry for recognition, right? Recognition, conclusion, resolution, excellent, all of those things. Put in the shuns that apply, right? But if we keep holding on to that anger, it's like it really just keeps us hungry, right? And then what happens? There we are. We're literally starving ourselves, right? Making ourselves hungrier and making us also more angry, and then also making us sad, even more sad on top of it. And it's a vicious cycle because we're not allowing that part of ourselves to be fed. And what we want to be fed is love. It's really what it is. We just want to be fed love and healing. That's all. All right. Big truth bombs today. When people hurt themselves, they're really hurting other people. That too. It's all a cycle because we're all connected too, right? Gonna buy lots of dog food. But how do we be okay with the injustice? That was the main core of our discussion. Like how do you practice true forgiveness when what you're hungry for, what you're thirsty for is justice? But even as I'm just making these connections now, it's like, but what's behind that is love, right? We're hungry for justice because we're hungry for harmony, because we're hungry for balance, because we're hungry for soothing. We're hungry to be seen. We're hungry to be heard. And that is the hard part of forgiveness, because like to be seen and be heard, most of the time, we don't really get that externally, and we have to learn to give that to ourselves. And I know we all have heard this, and I know I've said it, and I know there's truth in it, but that is the hard part about it. And you can like go to friends to be heard and seen. You can go to therapists to be heard and seen. And in the rare instance, you can go to that person to be heard and seen. But like being realistic, right? That doesn't normally happen for most people. For most people, that doesn't happen. Most circumstances, that doesn't happen. But to be able to get to this place, to see your own pain, to see your injustice, and to hear yourself in your injustice and let those emotions flow. Because when you let those emotions flow, let that anger flow, let that grief flow, that is the soothing, that is the healing, right? And sometimes it's not a one and done thing. Anyway, lots of tangents. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even pick an element yet. Art therapy for betrayal and deep hurt, will it help? Absolutely. I love art therapy. There's all kinds of forms of therapy. Art therapy is just one. You can find all different kinds. Okay, who are we doing? Air, fire, water, earth. Ooh, we're going water first. Okay, not what I expected. Okay. Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio for this week. I'm getting this like, hold on, weird visual. Actually, it reminds me of an earthquake, or what you would experience in an earthquake. I'm seeing a bathtub full of water, and the water is going like this, and the water is like sloshing. So very strange. You would experience that in an earthquake if you had a bathtub full of water. Okay, water sign. So you're getting shaken up just like everyone else. Something is making the water slosh around for you. I'm getting something about being grounded. Hold on a second. Water signs, I think this week it would be very important to prioritize your sense of grounding, your sense of calm. Yeah, oh my God. Your sense of calm. Something's going to stir your water. Something is going to get the water churning. Almost like a stormy storm in a bathtub. Okay. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. So you're starting off with oyster. I feel like the oyster shell is going to break for you, water signs. Something is going to stir you, and I just keep getting that, like, emotionally you're going to be stirred. Emotionally you're going to be stirred. Emotionally you're going to be stirred. It's almost like you're safety safe. I almost wanted to say safety gate. Interesting. Maybe some of you guys have babies or like fur babies, you got gates for them. Your safety gate is breaking. For some of you, it's like your shield, I guess, like maybe even like your, like how you just protect yourself, or contain yourself with around other people is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit like your force field, or your emotional guard, or your armor, or your bubble, your boba bubble. I used to call it a boba bubble. Like when I'm like bubbling, I'm like, I'm in my boba bubble. Yeah, it's breaking, but it feels emotional. I don't really feel like, could this be financial? Yeah, it's really emotional though. It's really emotional. So I feel like this is going to be something that you are either very emotionally attached to or about a relationship of some kind. But yeah, it's like your safety gate is breaking. The levee is breaking. Thank you. The levee is breaking. But I think it's going to be really beneficial. Because like this safety gate that you got going on, water signs, I think it's actually been limiting you. It's kept you safe, but maybe too safe. Maybe too safe. You might feel really vulnerable if this is regarding like a friendship or a relationship of some kind and they break your safety gate, because they're really seeing you. They're really seeing you. And it feels kind of fast. It feels like it's like a lightning moment, which makes sense with the energy that we have going on here. And it's like, whoa, 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 what is that? It's like, it's kind of like that, like an earthquake, right? Like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, it's kind of like that, but it's all emotional. It's all emotional. Um, it's going to open you up to possibilities. That's exactly what it is. It's going to open you up to possibilities. When the levee breaks, when the safety gate breaks, some of you, this might even be a heart opening, or even like an ego death, and suddenly you're just like you're open and you're vulnerable and you're just out and seen and exposed. That's how it feels. That's how it feels. But also why it's important to be grounded and calm when this happens, because it's jarring. It's jarring. Okay. It's actually reminding me of Clyde's vet visit earlier. So it was the first time he ever had acupuncture. Again, I'm in love with this vet. And I figured it would be uncomfortable. I've never had it done, so I don't know what it feels like. But you're putting a needle in a body, like you're gonna feel something. And so I mean, she was such a pro. She was like lightning with it. That's what it reminded me of. And it's like the first couple, he was like, "Wait, what the hell was that?" And then she went in for the next few, and then he's like hissing and growling and having like a really upset time. That's what it's kind of reminding me of, actually, water signs. But coming back to the safety gate, I think, has been limiting you as far as experiences go, or like how much you could really be free or invest in certain things emotionally, because you've been keeping yourself safe. And then we have, ooh, owl. Oh, I like it. I like it. Owl comes out as high priestess energy. She is the night eagle. She can see in the dark, right? Very psychic, very intuitive. But this card specifically also speaks to some sort of reward coming your way, something good coming your way. It's like something breaks the levee for you. And yeah, I feel like you get a boost in your intuition, actually. I feel like you get a boost in your intuition and in your psychic gifts and in your knowing, because you are cracking yourself open in a way you haven't been open in a long time. I keep feeling heart. It could even be third eye. I keep feeling the heart space. And once the levee breaks, suddenly a lot of clarity comes in about your own possibilities, possibilities of relationships, and even you might start getting certain like dreams or visions or just intuitive hits about what's coming your way. I like it. I'm curious what's breaking the levee though. Anything else from my water signs? Oh, Panther. Well, that screams Sekhmet, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think that definitely screams Sekhmet. This is catharsis. This is a cathartic release, because the levee is now broken. The seal is broken. Otter signs. Damn, you're in. I'm gonna clue into me too, because I'm a Scorpio stellium and Cancer rising. Yeah, water signs. We're in for a week. The seal is broken. The levee breaks, and it's out. The emotions are out, the feelings are out. But with that is a clearing, and now you can actually see more clearly. You can function more clearly. You're much more aware too, I want to say, of the people around you as well. Yeah, it's like suddenly there's just more clarity for you. Any other animals want to come out for my water signs? Some of you, what breaks the seal is someone else's emotions. Almost like think of a levee, right? Like levees hold water, they contain water, right? But what if a wave comes and and then the levee breaks, and then your water is out. Some of you, that might be the trigger. That might be what breaks the seal, is someone else's emotions. Almost like, I actually like that. Oh, I actually like that. So this isn't for everybody, but for some of you, it's like someone else's emotions, like, go in and like break your safety gate, and then your emotions are out. So it's almost like someone's heart breaking into your heart. I know that sounds a little crazy, but it's kind of how it feels for some of you. Any other messages or insights from your water signs? Oh, that's it. On the bottom, we have Lion. More Lion energy. This is my King of Wands card. This is a card of mastery of fire, knowing how to manage your own energy, knowing how to manage your reserves, and when to take action, when to not, right? It's literally the master of timing. Ooh, I'm just looking at what's underneath. Water signs, what is going on? Look what's underneath there. We have shark, fish, and elephant. Shark is like a threat, a perceived threat. Fish is surrender and go with the flow. And elephant is breaking through barriers, like breaking the levee. Your safety gate is being broken. And I almost have that feeling of like, how do I want to say, perceiving a foe and then it's a friend. Or perceiving a friend and then it's a foe. It's like that shark and lion energy is very interesting to me. But that is definitely coinciding with this breaking the levee sort of deal with you. All right, let's get some tarot cards. I always forget chapstick. Always. Oh, I'm writing down the times, don't worry. It just takes me a while to actually put them up. Any messages or insights from the water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Thank you. When the levee breaks, so does the veil, is what I just heard. When the levee breaks, so does the veil. So does the veil of illusion. That makes sense. That makes sense. And this could be illusions you've had about yourself, people, all things. And I feel like people are a huge center point here for you. All right, tell me about the oyster. Tell me about the levee. Tell me about this levee for my water signs. Oh yeah, levee's breaking. Wow. You might literally have, hold on a second. You might literally have it. Okay, by the way, underneath elephant, we do have stingray. That's a King of Cups energy. That's a master of water. So you have like a master of fire and water theme going on in your reading here. This is an energy of literally like something or someone, I think most of you, it's a person, coming in and breaking down your levee. Who sits in the chariot? The Emperor. But this is, and it doesn't have to be a man, right? It's just like someone who's really in their authority in all of who they are. They are able to hold their inner animal and their inner divine being and navigate them accordingly to go whatever direction they need to go, right? Yeah, something or someone coming in and breaking down your levee. Interesting. Okay. But it sets you free. It sets you free. You might have a moment though of like being triggered or perceiving this person like a threat, but that's literally because they're breaking the levee, right? And you're used to having it. All right, tell me about the Panther. Wow. So far, water signs, 2 majors. The World card coming out with Panther. You guys know the World card, right? The World card is significant life cycles, Saturn return life cycles. This is Saturn energy. Technically, it's also fixed energy. We also have Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aqua right there, right? But the World also comes out when we are closing out major cycles and opening new ones, right? Whether they have karmic lessons attached to them or not. Your levee is breaking and you're not going to be rebuilding one, is also what I'm getting. The safety gate will be gone. It will be gone. It will be gone. And your eyes are going to be open like they've never been open before. Tell me about the owl. Well, am I taking those? No. Okay. Deck is jumping. Tell me about the owl for water signs. This is totally about a relationship. Two of Cups. You're going to see yourself in a way that you've never seen yourself. You're going to have clarity like you've never had before. You're going to see people in ways you have never before. And I keep getting this too, like perceiving a foe, but they're really a friend, or perceiving a friend, but they're really a foe, just because the clarity is now there, because your levee is broken. Wow. Wow. This doesn't have to be romantic, okay? It can just be like a really true friend or soul family. I keep, let me tune in. Okay, let me tune into that. I just feel fun and inspiration with the Two of Cups. I feel fun and I feel inspiration for you there. Okay. Any final messages for my water signs? Wow. Oh my God. You can't even make this up. Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, your levee is broken. Your heart is open. You are like, this is a whole new way of relating emotionally, seeing things intuitively, clearly for what they are. Like, my God, this is a very different emotional, like, I just want to say, like, literally, like, emotional state of you that you haven't had before, and everything that comes with that, including psychic awareness and intuition. It's completely different. Like the Wheel of Fortune, I'm hearing 180, 180, 180. Like, literally, it almost feels like you're going from this to this, is what that feels like. And we do have the Ace of Cups and Two of Cups. And sometimes the Two of Cups can be about like relating us to ourselves. But with the Ace and the Two, there's another Ace of Cups there, which tells me there's another heart involved. Again, could be friends, doesn't have to be romantic. Any other messages or insights from my water signs? Spirit, what are you doing to me? Oh my God. Wow. Should we just say water signs have the best, is having the best read today? We haven't even done anything else, but like water signs, you guys are blowing me away. I don't think I've ever seen these cards out, just these cards. Like, look, okay. I'm going to show you all of the cards that came out here. Look at this. Look at this. This is the order they came out into. Look at that. Just look at that. Chariot, the World, Two of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. There's a whole lot of spiritual balancing going on there. There's freedom of the heart going on there, and Wheel of Fortune and the World card and the Ace of Cups. That is a whole brand new spanking beginning. It's a new emotional life is really how that wants to keep coming through. It's a new emotional life. And definitely with other people. Soul family. Soul family, some of you, yeah, this could be romance for some of you, but it's soul family at the end of the day. Oh, we're doing water signs right now. Any other messages or insights? I do elements, I don't do individual signs. It's just, it takes way more energy, and this way I can really like sit in it for a long time. Any other messages or insights from our water signs? It's like, take us home, take us home. Oh, 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 oh. Mm-hmm. Eight of Swords on the bottom. I almost feel like this is part of your levee too. This is imprisonment of our own making. This is illusion. This is the veil of illusion that's breaking for you. Oh yeah, with Seven of Cups around it. Your veil of illusion, your levee that's been around your heart, for some of you around your third eye, is shattering. But you're kind of scared of it shattering, so you might have a moment where you're a little triggered. But Eight of Wands and the Seven of Wands, there's an Ace of Wands there. Remember, Daughter Spirit came out in the collective read, which is Ace of Wands. But it's taking you to the Ten of Cups, with the Magician, with the Empress, with the Three of Pentacles. It's taking you places, water signs. It's taking you to a very delicious, very fertile, very abundant, very yummy experience. It's taking you to the Ten of Cups. So you might have a moment where you are triggered, but once it's broken, it's broken. Once the seal's broken, the seal's broken. Wow, what a read. Wow. Wow. Okay. Mm. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I'm kind of blown away. Yeah, I'm blown away. Yeah, blown away. Okay, let's move on. How do you move on from that? That was like epic. That was epic. That was epic. And you guys know me. Like, I don't sugarcoat. I don't try to make things like sound nicer than they are. Like, that was gold. Water signs. That was freaking gold. Okay? Is gold. Will be gold. Anyway, air, fire, earth. Like, we're moving on to another sign? Yeah, I guess we have to. Air, fire, or earth. It's going to be fire. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Just because, like, the water, fire, right? It's, like, so opposite. Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. I gotta watch the time. I think I've got a phone call coming up. Aries, Leo, Sag. 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 Are you growling? I feel like you're growling. Aries, Leo, Sag. Are you in your Sekhmet energy, fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. I do. I feel like you're growling for some reason. Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. Not what I expected. Fire signs, we have Fox coming out. This is Gemini energy for me as a reader, even though it's technically an Earth card. But Foxes are wily and smart and intellectual and witty and cunning, and they can change on you in a matter of a second if they need to for their own safety. In this deck, this actually is a partner card, but it's a very intellectual partner. Okay? So intellect. Very strong King of Swords energy. I keep feeling like someone's growling though. Like giving a warning. A warning about their boundaries is what I'm getting with that actually. And that could be you, that could be someone you're dealing with. But someone's definitely giving like, hey, you're stepping on my boundaries, kind of a warning here. Okay. So intellect. Fire signs. Yeah, you're in a lot of mental energy. You're trying to navigate something from a mental standpoint. I don't think that's bad. I just think it is what it is. And look who came out again. Lion. I bet this card's going to come up for everybody. King of Wands energy. Very strong Leo energy. This is the fire reading. And then we have Peacock. Fire signs. The reads for fire signs have been a little interesting the last couple of weeks. And that interesting energy, I'm kind of feeling that here a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of reevaluating. I don't even want to say reflecting because I don't feel any emotional stuff going on here. I feel very like black-white way of looking at something, very factual ways of looking at things, which again isn't wrong. It's not bad. It just is what it is. I think my inner water sign is like, I think that's all it is that I'm feeling. And then we got the Peacock. There's a lot of contemplating and trying to think and trying to navigate on when to act on something, how to go about something. But I'm also getting it's about the when. It's about the when. But why is the Peacock here? Why is the Peacock here for my fire signs? Glory. 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 Okay. Six of Wands energy with that. How to get what you want. Fire signs, you're just very fixated on how to get what you want. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. You're just very fixated on how to get what you want. Okay. And you're coming at it from a logical black and white King of Swords way of thinking. This could be you. This could be someone you're dealing with. Okay. So you feel very confident you know what you want. You feel confident about that. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Some of you might have been playing chess with someone. They literally just showed me a chessboard. Some of you might have been caught up in a little bit of a mind game there. Now we have Gazelle. Again, this whole sense of waiting for the right time. Oh, Kitty. Yeah, he's going to down. Gazelle, Three of Wands energy. So again, the sense of timing. When's the perfect time? Do I do it this? Do I do it this way? Do I do it now? Do I do it a week from now? What if I need to do that first and this first? All because you're trying to get what you want. Not a bad thing. I just see a lot of pensively waiting to pounce is what I'm seeing with you. Okay? Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag, Aries. Oh, Leo, I do feel like you're in a little bit more of your heart space than your counterparts here. And then we have Zebra. Zebra is it's kind of like Aries, Gemini, a little bit of Aqua. It's waving your freak flag around. It's being the zebra in a room full of donkeys is how I like to describe this card. It's being your unique, eccentric self and not giving a shit, essentially. But what does that have to do with getting what you want? Oh, okay. Thank you, because that's really what you have to do. So, okay, this is why I was getting a little, this is why the King of Swords energy was kind of irking me a little bit. Because you're playing the mental game, the mental strategy. Always important. It's important. It's also very Aries. Aries is the strategist. But the key for you, as far as navigating this, is actually just being your authentic self and putting yourself out there. You might be feeling like, no, there's a perfect way, or there's a perfect time, or I need to do this, or I need to do that. Almost a little Virgo-y. But no, you just have to be this. You just have to find the comfort in being this. There's nothing wrong with doing the research. There's nothing wrong with getting your ducks in a row. There's nothing wrong with crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Do all of that. Do all of that. But don't wait for the most profoundly perfect moment, because it's really just reliant on you being you. Okay? Let's see what else wants to come out for you. Yeah, thank you. They said that's also why the peacock is there. They said the glory, the glory, the glory. For anybody who's been with me for a long time, they know that when the peacock comes out for me, it's a little bit of a masky energy, a little bit of a like a distracting, look at all my pretty feathers, don't look at what's really going on, right? So there is a little flavor here, fire signs, of trying to project the perfect image or trying to project the perfect like ideal of what you think is going to get you there or what you think is going to get you what you want. And that's not what it is. It's actually being unique. Ooh, and different, right? It's not being the pretty peacock. It's being the very confident oddball who wants to wear like white and black stripes all day instead, right? You get me. I know you guys get me. All right. Anything else for my fire signs? Oh, I'm loving this fire signs. Okay, I just got a really yummy gushy feeling. Deer with the zebra. Okay, sorry. It's like it's making me like smile a lot because I felt just a lot of love all of a sudden enter the room when Deer comes out. Deer is mother energy. Deer is the divine feminine principle in this deck. She is grace, she is beauty, she is compassion, she's empathy, she's understanding, she's even sensual and sexual energy, right? The thing that's also going to help you here, fire signs, is making sure that you're not surrounded by other peacocks, that you're actually surrounded by deers. People who actually will support you in all of who you are. People who see you and love you in all of who you are. Not the people who are trying to be peacocks and trying to make you be a peacock. Trying to hold you to a peacock standard. Because you're not a peacock, you're a zebra. You're a zebra. And the deers want to love the zebras apparently in your reading. So, you understand what I'm saying? It's just the energies behind the medicines of the animals. But I love that. That is so yummy. Some of you, this could be about just like changing a work environment or even like a company, your friend circle. Because it's very clear to me, it's like, go to the deers, get away from the peacocks because they're just trying to make you to be something that you're not. Stop trying to impress peacocks when deers just want to love you for who you are. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, all that love. Yummy, yummy, yum. Sorry, they said one more thing. It's also about you loving yourself and all of your uniqueness as well. And when you do that, then people will follow suit, and then the peacocks won't be interested because you're too authentic. You know, and I know we all know what that feels like, right? It's also about that too. Overall, we have crocodile, which is interesting. That's about navigating emotional waters. Sometimes this card represents coming down off of a high or coming down off of a very chaotic event. And then we have dragonfly, so a shift in perspective, a shift in belief systems. It's also third eye energy. So the fact that crocodile is out here, to me, confirms this need to start loving on yourself like a mother loves a child, right? A mom loves their kid for all of what they are, for the most part, from what I've been told anyway. From what I've been told. And it's seen. Um, the crocodile tells me that there is some emotional stuff to navigate in terms of how you are loving on your unique self like that and not trying to be something you're not, right? It's not parading yourself around like a peacock when you're really just a cool zebra needs to just be chilling doing your thing. But also indicates to me that there probably has been something going on with the people around you or even just you doing this that hasn't been working and has probably been getting at you emotionally, which is also why you've probably gone up into your headspace. When we get up into our headspaces, it's often because it's way too painful to be in here. It's way too painful to be in the heart, or it's way too painful to be in the body because something's going on that doesn't feel good. And what doesn't feel good is you not being yourself, is you trying to be something that you're not, or trying to be around people that are just not your people, or trying to make you be like them when you just need to be loved like this, even if it's you doing it to yourself. And that is your shift in perspective that's happening with the dragonfly. All right, let's get some tarot. God, I'd kill for some chapstick right now. Like, is there a loose one anywhere? No. Okay. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Okay. Look at your first card. Truth. Truth. Just the blatant truth and reality of what's going on in your situation. And it wanted to land on the peacock. The truth about this peacock energy. Every time I look at the pic of the eclipse that I took, I feel activated. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Am I taking this? No. Oh, okay, but I'm taking that. Wow. The truth. Stop being a peacock. Let it go. Leap. Jump off the crumbling cliff of being a peacock and leap into who you really are. Wow. So clear that you need to leave behind this tendency, this pattern, or these people. Tell me about deer and zebra, because that's a fun energy. Tell me about deer and zebra. That's a yummy energy. I really like that. Tell me about deer and zebra. Just be your unique self. Like, I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, we were in a period of time where, sorry, card vomit. Just clean it up. We're in a period of time where we all want to see unique everything. Like, we're all tired of seeing the same shit. We're not buying into the same bullshit anymore. We just want authenticity from everyone. So just be authentic and just bring that to the table, right? Tell me about deer and zebra. Tell me about deer and zebra. Oh, yummy. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, content within the self, comfortable within the self. Again, you loving on yourself in this way, but also allowing deers to come in and love you that way too. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. Oh, I love it. It's making my heart just go like a flutter. I guess that's that phrase. It's making my heart go a flutter. Okay. Any other messages? Ooh, I like it. So fire signs. I'm reading for fire signs who have been in this King of Pentacles energy. Weird noises. That King of Pentacles energy, the King of Pentacles always maintains the 10. So you could have been holding on to a lot of responsibility as a peacock, but again, only to really realize like, I don't want this anymore, or I can't do this anymore, or this really isn't me, or it's just, I'm not free enough. I'm not free enough to be me without the parameters and needing to maintain whatever this 10 of Pentacles is. It could be a relationship, could be a family situation, could be a career, a household, a reputation, but you're over it. But I'm also speaking to fire signs that clearly have a lot of resources at their disposal. Enough resources. Thank you. They said enough resources. Some of you don't feel like you have enough resources. And I feel like the fire signs, I feel like they don't have enough resources. It's actually more of a case of it's never enough, no matter how much you have, but you have enough to get where it is you want to go. So much yellow. I know, so much yellow. Okay, anything else for my fire signs? What? Yeah, the deck is spitting everywhere. Anything else for my fire signs? Oh, beautiful. Just freaking beautiful. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter energy, luck, fate, destiny, wish fulfillment, along with that with the Nine of Cups. I mean, this is just a beautiful place to be in that zebra deer energy. You know what to do. You know where to go. It's time to leap away from the crumbling platform of being a peacock, of being a zebra in a peak costume. It's like pink costume, peacock costume. Like I'm literally picturing a zebra with like glued feathers to their back. Like, no. It's not gonna work. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah, I gotta be honest, fire signs. I keep getting this pull to image. Oh, Nicole, thank you. I'm glad I looked up. Thank you. That was really nice of you. Thank you. I keep getting this thing about image. Fire signs. I keep getting that. Image, reputation, status. Am I taking this? No. Okay. I was curious. It was the Knight of Wands. Oh, fire signs. Four of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. You can sit here. You can ignore it. But you know the reality of who you are, who you really are. What you actually feel comfortable in within your skin about and what you don't. And it's time to just be fully comfortable in accepting in all of you and just be you, right? Overall, we have 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords. There's a 3 of Swords energy there. This is an interesting overall energy. Hold on, I'm getting a few things with that. You've been sidestepping this for a while. That's actually what I'm getting with this. You've been very uncomfortable with this for a while. The 2 9s are also sticking out to me, by the way. So 9s might be synchronistic for you. Yeah, you've been sidestepping it. You've been sidestepping the 10 of Swords. And it's been giving you the 3 of Swords. It's been making you uncomfortable. It's been bringing you irritation, frustration, confusion, feeling like you're not enough. I'm definitely getting like some self-worth stuff, but it's not that you're not enough. You're just not a peacock. You're just not a peacock. You're just not a peacock. And you're not ignoring the need to leave this. You're not ignoring it anymore. Hence why you also have the Ace of Swords, right? Beginning to an ending to a beginning. Sometimes I speak backwards. All right, fire signs. You know what's going on. You know what to do. You know how to handle this. Let's move on. I wish I could like teleport chapstick over here. Okay. Air or earth? So dry. Air or earth? Earth, you're going last. Okay. I think you guys went last time too. Oh no, I'm getting nasally. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm also getting a lot of yellow with you guys too. A lot of yellow with you guys too. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel like you guys are getting lit up. I'm getting like literally like lit up, or even like light bulb moments, like ideas, epiphanies, but I feel like you're getting lit. That's how it's coming through. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It has this feeling of like, oh, the sun is finally here. The sun is finally rising again. That's how that feels. Something is getting easier. Something is starting to feel easier for you guys. Okay, well, we like that. We like that. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Oh, I see. I see air signs. We have frog. You see how it suddenly got all somber. So the sun is going to come up again. The sun is rising for you again, but you guys have clearly been in a night stage. A night stage, a winter stage, a death stage. The frog comes out when we're emotionally clearing. We're emotionally cleansing and releasing something. It's a grief card. It's like a 5 of Cups for me as a reader. So you've been in water, but I keep getting it's been dark. It's been night. It's been winter. Again, death. It's been death. But the sun's going to come up again. But this has been important for you. It does like there's been a cleansing of the soul a little bit here. Might not have been so easy, but the sun is coming back. Okay. Oh, wow. You are getting lit up. So now we have Dragonfly, also an air card. This is like such an air sign card. Dragonfly, like I mentioned in, who did we just do? Fire signs? Or was it water who had this? Oh, no, I don't remember. I think it was fire signs that had this. But anyway, air signs. When Dragonfly comes out, it is a shift in consciousness, a shift in beliefs, a shift in sight. This has been important for you. Because while it has been grief, while it has been night, winter, very emotional, clearing away, releasing, letting go, it's also been opening your eyes. So actually very similar to water signs. Like for them, it was a levee breaking, and that's opening their eyes. For you, it's an emotional clearing and cleansing, and that is opening your eyes. Okay. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, to the possibilities. Oh, yum. Stingray, my King of Cups card, a Master of Water card for me personally. Stingray is about having emotional and spiritual maturity and strength. You see how the chakra system is all lit up like that? It's like having that like emotional, spiritual backbone. And that is totally the King of Cups. This is also my card of primordial masculine as well. It's King of Cups energy because the King of Cups, unlike the Queen, this is the difference between the King and the Queen. Outside of giving versus receiving. The Queen of Cups is really good at maintaining the self. Oh, AM, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Oh, shoots. What did I just do? I just chose a filter somehow again. I don't know how to get out of that. Do I have to choose one? Okay. Weird. Such a weird feature. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, the difference between King of Cups and Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups is really good at maintaining self-regulating, right? And she's also very healing, and she's very nurturing and very motherly and all of that. But she's about self-regulation, managing the internal world. It's also why she's so psychic, right? The King of Cups can do that and then some. The King of Cups can do that and then also hold people emotionally as well, okay? They're really good at navigating all waters, all kinds of waters. That's why Stingray is that card. So you have this cleaning and this cleansing coming emotionally, a death, a grief, if you will. It's opening your eyes. Some of you are going to go through a third eye opening or some sort of crazy activation when it comes to that, especially my mystics. And then you find this new emotional maturity and strength in ways of dealing with yourself, like emotionally regulating, and even other people, because it's a King of Cups energy. Wow. Very nice. Let's see what else wants to come out from my air signs. It's almost like you go from the 5 of Cups to the King of Cups. Very interesting. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Come here. Ooh. Oh, it is a total air sign read. We got the crow. I love when the crow comes out because it just reminds me of Odin and that like mischievous Loki energy too. But crow coming out next to dragonfly. Crow is the card of magic. Literally, it's the card of magic in this deck. It's the card of alchemy, magician, transmutation, divine messenger. It's even like scribe energy as well. Oh, oh, you may be inspired to write. Yeah, oh, I feel that. Some of you are getting very strong downloads, dreamtime activity. I'm actually hearing the word visitations. Don't get scared. If it's for you, you'll know it's for you. You wouldn't be surprised if you're hearing me say that. Visitations as well. And I feel like it's actually inspiring you to write or to share your story or share your accountings. I really, really like it. I also think there's something very cathartic about it for you as well. And some of you that might actually be part of your process in becoming the King of Cups and actually getting to that place of emotional maturation and regulation. Very cool. Yeah, you're transmuting that grief. You're totally transmuting that grief. Okay. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we didn't already need confirmation on the third eye energy, look what else landed on Dragonfly. Unicorn. Wow. Air signs. Oh, the sun is coming out, but are you even seeing it from Earth? Or are you like out in space? Like, oh my God. These are crazy cards. Let me show you guys how they've landed here. Wow. It's just so air sign. I feel all the air signs so strongly here. Frog, 5 of Cups, and then you move into this place of magic, transmuting that, and even maybe getting into some writing and also opening up in your psychic awareness, your intuition state, your ability to receive psychic divine information and express it or do something with it. And then you lead into being this very mature, strong individual in your spirituality and in your emotional regulation. It feels like you're really coming into your own here. This is incredible. This is incredible, air signs. This is incredible. What a combo of animals. I know, right? It's like very fascinating. Air and water and ether. Air, water, ether, air, water, ether, air, water, ether. That wanted to be mentioned. All the elements that are out here right now. It's a power boost, that's for sure. It's a power boost and it's an emotional boost. Anything else for my air signs? Oh, you guys got a little Sekhmet energy coming out here with Panther. Catharsis makes sense. Oh, interesting. So you and water signs might have something going on, and you do have air and water on your board because they both have these cards. Water had both of these, and they didn't have that many cards. Owl and Panther. So yeah, very similar to water signs. This catharsis is opening your eyes in ways you haven't seen before, in ways you haven't experienced before, and leads to this like very emotional, very spiritual, like strength, emotional, spiritual strength. It feels very solo. Some of you could have another person involved in this or other people, but it feels very solo to me. If there are other people involved in it, I feel like there's like a shared emotion sort of thing that like might activate even both of you, especially if you're dealing with a water sign. Wow. All right, let's get into some tarot cards. God, the reads today are crazy. They'd be crazy. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If it is you and other people or another person, how do I talk about this magic? I think if it's you and other people or another person, all y'all are magical. I'm just gonna put it that way. All y'all are magical. All y'all are very magical. I keep feeling visitation. I keep feeling that super strong. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Tell me about the frog. Can you tell me about the frog for my air signs? Where are we at? Oh my God, almost 2 hours. I really wanted to keep this one under 2 hours and it just seems impossible to do. 8 of Pentacles with the frog. Some of you might distract yourself for a while as you're grieving or clearing or going through this emotional purge, if you will. But I do feel like some of you are just gonna like eventually get down into the nitty gritty of doing what you got to do to deal with it, which I think is gonna lead you to this like crow magician energy and doing something with it. Okay. I feel like some of you are also grieving over something you put a lot of energy and time into as well. Tell me about the crow. Well, we're probably just gonna get the magician. Tell me about the crow for my air signs. Let's see what we got here. Oh, my. We have Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords, which means there's a Four of Swords there, which I think you're over here. The Four of Swords energy is very much there. Four of Swords is recovery, taking space, reflecting, healing, that sort of deal. Oh my God. Taking that time to deal with whatever that emotional clearing and cleansing is gives you the Ace of Swords. Because what is the Four? The Four is sitting on your Three of Swords, whatever it is that you're needing to recover from, to gain the fourth sword, which is the Ace of Swords, right? So to gain the clarity and truth that you need, and it pushes you to the Five. It almost gives you like a sense of motivation. Some of you, this might come from anger actually, and feeling entitled to having a certain experience, feeling entitled to, yeah, they said to have a certain experience. Disconnected when I said that. Some of you feel entitled to have a certain experience and you want it. You want it, you deserve it, and you're gonna make sure that you get it. But then we get the dragonfly. And it seems like your way of getting it is actually very spiritual, which I think is a good route. You have magician energy, you have third eye energy, and you have King of Cups energy. You're like, what element is she on? Air. I'm on air. You're like, okay, I'm determined. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to see how to get it. But it's like you're doing it in divine law, is what I want to say. You're doing it in accordance with divine law. You're not trying to find a loophole. You're just like, how do I align to it? How do I align to it? Yeah, how do I align to it? Tell me about dragonfly. Tell me about dragonfly. Suddenly it feels very quiet in here for some reason. Tell me about dragonfly. Do you not want to tell me about dragonfly? Does dragonfly not matter? Tell me about dragonfly. Nine of Wands. So again, you're determined. Nine of Wands is a card of determination. It's also a card of being tired and fatigued here. You're determined, but the Nine of Wands, even the Eight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Dry. So dry. Ooh. Tells me you've had a lot of focus and a lot of energy into something that has not come to fruition. Like a lot. Which is also why you're frustrated. And you're so determined. You're like, I really don't want to give up. I want what I want. I really don't want to give up. I just want to see how to actually do it, how to actually make it happen, how to actually experience it. But I can tell you're tired. And the key seems to be a shift in your sight, a shift in your beliefs or even psychic awareness. That seems to be the key. The way you're looking at it seems to be the key. Tell me about unicorn. Oh. Tell me about unicorn for my air signs. Four of Cups. Such an interesting vibe that I'm getting here. Again, I do feel like you're spending a lot of time communing. Vania, thank you for the $4.99. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. Give you a little like there. I feel like you're spending a lot of time communing and going within and trying to like literally get the solution, get the clarity from a spiritual place, from an intuitive place, not a logical one, not a place of force. You're like, okay, what I've been doing clearly hasn't been working, but I'm going to make sure I figure this out. I'm going to sit at my tree. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to feel. I'm going to listen. I'm going to meditate, and it will come to me. And it will come to me. All right, tell me about Stingray. Oh, you figure it out. You figure something out. You have the Knight of Pentacles with Stingray. I'm going to get one more card on this for you guys. Knight of Pentacles is consistency, trust, loyalty, determination. It's the ride or die. It's the gatekeeper. It's the right-hand man. It is, I will predictably, consistently show up every freaking day to meet the end goal or to do what's right, right? So very motivated there. Can I get another card for Stingray and Knight of Pentacles? Some of you are realizing like the way you've been doing it or like your intention might have been lacking integrity to some extent, or you might have been lacking some personal accountability when it comes to whatever this is, okay? Tell me about Knight of Pentacles and Stingray. Oh, and there it is. The Magician. The Magician. I think you're figuring this out. You're figuring out whatever the key ingredient was you were missing here, and it feels like what it is like integrity, accountability, and just literally rising to the occasion in a different way, using your own magic and energy in a different way, okay? So very fascinating. Let's see what any other cards want to come out. I'm going to do one more, sorry. Can't help myself. And then we're going to move on to Earth. Any final messages for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Overall, we have the Four of Wands, beautiful, walking through the portal. Page of Cups, the card of innocence and honesty with that Four of Swords that you were spending time in. Oh, and look, dealing with the devil. Dealing with the devil, your inner devil, your shadow side, or just going through some sort of like shadow work or what have you. But Page of Cups, being honest with the truth that you find in that Four of Swords, which was what we had, the Ace of Swords and the Five of Swords, makes you determined to get what you want, which is the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is just a portal. So it can be some sort of foundation. It could be some sort of gathering, celebration, but it's literally the portal card. So it's walking into something stable, something joyful, something fun, something that you have just clearly been wanting here. But getting honest with yourself while you're in that Four Sword space is key. And some of you need to get into some shadow work to actually deal with your inner devil there, okay? And not necessarily like putting him away, putting him or her away. It's like, you know, understanding it, letting it have its moment, right? So you can get to the truth. Wow. All right. Moving on to my earth signs. Oh my God. Sorry, I need another sip of water. I'm drinking the water. It's not doing anything. It's like all it is just making my lips wet for like a second and then they get super dry again. Okay. We'll do 55. Okay. Earth signs, last but not least. What's going on for my earthykins? Ooh, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm already getting music. Some of y'all are, go grab your chapstick. It's, I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you. I have to look for it. It's fine. I'm almost done with the live. Some music is coming through pretty strong. You guys could be musically inclined. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Some of you would benefit from sound healing and all of that good stuff. Some of you need to pay attention to what music you're consuming. I think it's having an effect on your mood. Maybe you don't realize it. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. What's going on for my earth signs for this week? Showing me a tank. Why are you showing me a tank? Some of you could feel like you have to deal with very authoritative people or energies in your life, like people who bulldoze, people who bulldoze, people who are pushy. Interesting. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, people who are militant. That's kind of what I'm getting with that. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I feel like I'm getting very like scattered messages with you guys, because now they're showing me the color red, which just tells me your root chakra is at play here. Could also have some anger you're dealing with. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Am I taking these? Yes. Earth signs. You need to play. You need to play some more. I'm actually getting shame, like very strongly. I'm getting shame. Sea serpent is sacral energy. It's also creative expression, the creative juices, the passion. We're talking a lot of passion right now, right? But the raccoon is a masking energy. Sometimes it's trickster energy, like a mischief energy. But a lot of times when this card comes out, I just feel like someone's hiding and hiding due to something sad. And I keep getting shame, 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 shame. I feel like I'm talking to earth signs who have been shamed a lot in their life, criticized a lot in their life. Again, they were showing me that tank earlier, right? Some of you, this is literally like you don't know how to play. You want to play, you don't know how to play. Maybe you weren't allowed to play as a kid. Maybe when you did play, you were shamed for it. Or maybe you were even, and some of you, this is actually a sexual energy. Some of you have been shamed sexually or are dealing with sexual trauma. Okay. But I just keep getting, it's a lot of insecurity and shame around creative expression and playful energy. Like you were shamed every time you were in this playful energy or sexual energy, or you have trauma around it. Like I'm almost getting that vibe of like a kid being a kid, right? Like doing kid-like things, like getting excited about, I don't know, crayons. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something. Like getting excited about crayons, right? And then I don't know, you're like criticized for liking crayons. It's like, so, it could be so arbitrary like that. But now, you grow up and there is insecurity of even sharing. Oh, wow. Insecurity of sharing anything you're excited about. For some of you, it's that extreme. Some of you, it's that extreme. Shame of sharing excitement, shame of sharing your creative energy, shame of sharing, sorry, your sexual energy, your inner child. Well, let's do something about that. Earth signs, let's do something about it. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Some of you were shamed for singing. That came through. Ooh, the bear. You're the only one to get this card. I am hearing Mama Bear. I am hearing Mama Bear pretty strongly. They're actually showing me the bear card from the Lenormand deck that I have, which has the 10 of Wands associated with it. In that deck, it's about strength. It's literally about authority and power and strength and stamina. In this deck, like those qualities are there because it's still bear, but this is about recovery and like hibernating and then coming out when you're done hibernating and recovering, right? So air signs had 4 swords energy, which also spoke to that. So there's a little bit of energy here too for you too. Earth signs. Some of you might have been taking a hiatus from people. I'm feeling that, especially with the shame too. Some of you are having a hard time sharing yourself with a particular person or a group of people. Some of you are become very aware of what it is you want to do, like how you want to express yourself and share yourself, but becoming aware of how you want to do it is almost making you hide because it's a trigger. It's a trigger here. Okay. There's more going on with that bear energy. There's a lot more going on with that bear energy. And then they're very specific about it. They're like mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear, mama bear. Some of y'all are working through your mother wounds. We all got mother wounds. Working on your mother wounds though, because the bear is also protection. Bear is also an animal medicine of love. Of the bear, like, okay, so bear medicine comes in a few flavors, but it's like they're really hitting home on this mama bear energy of the bear that comes in and protects you from danger, the bear that comes in and cuddles and holds you close, and then you feel like that all that super soft yummy fuzzy fur, right, and keeps you safe in the den, like at all costs, like you're just incredibly safe when you're with the bear. Some of you are dealing with a bear person or a bear energy. This is an energy you're being asked to tune into. that you're being asked to embrace. To embrace the bear energy as an animal guardian to come in and help you with this, okay? Some of you, it's an actual person that you're being asked to embrace because they're very healing. And some of you, it's just embracing the energy within yourself, that capability that you have as an earth sign. Can I get one more with the bear, please? Oh, it's up in the bottom. Oh, we got swan on the bottom. I'm just saying. Can I get one more with the bear? Yeah, your potential. Snake. This card speaks to tapping into untapped potential. This is why the bear medicine is so important for you, earth signs, because it's going to help you break out. It's going to help you with this. It's going to help you with this level of shame that you have around your sexual energy, your creative energy, your inner child, your sense of playing and just being you and all of who you are and your uniqueness. And the bear medicine will help you be all of that and tap into that. Because it's been suppressed, you haven't tapped into it fully. But I can tell you're aware of it. Like, you know. I can tell you know. Like, you're aware of it. Okay, let's keep going. Anything else for my earth signs? Ooh. Am I taking all these? No. Okay. We had some cards that just flew out that fire signs had. So there could be some going with fire signs for you guys. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Some of you might need to like retreat. I just heard the word retreat. Some of you might need to do that, or like take a vacation or something, or just like literally a hiatus from people for a while to really get in that bear energy. But again, I keep getting, some of you need to embrace a bear person. Okay. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh, interesting. Okay. So a little bit more like cards from the fire sign reading, but also air. We have the fox with the crow and the moth. Very strong magician energy there. I did just hear trickster. Trickster. Your inner trickster, that's part of your playful energy. That's part of your playful energy for some of you, is that fox crow energy. And I love that moth is there because moth is magnetism. Moth is literally, like moth to a flame, right? It's inevitable movement, inevitable magnetism, inevitable attraction of something to you or you to something. But crow is also magician energy, but I keep getting it's your inner trickster. Inner trickster is also just inner magician. And that's part of your magic that you haven't tuned into. I'm hearing allure. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Because we're talking about the sacral, right? We're talking about one of the creative centers, but it's also sexual energy. This is about how you attract, how you captivate people. I'm talking to it's not air signs, interesting, but air slipped out. I'm talking to earth signs that haven't fully utilized their ability to captivate. I'm speaking to earth signs that have that ability to captivate an audience, to captivate a room. But because you've been suppressed in your sexual energy, your sensual energy, a source of your magic, you haven't fully tapped into that ability yet. But you're about to, with the help of a bear, or bear energy, bear medicine. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. I like it. Let's see what other animals want to come out from my earth signs. Some of them bring the pull back to the sexual energy. Some of you feel, I don't want to say this. There's words for this. Oh, I don't want to say this. Oh, I know those words are right there. It's about the allure of sexual energy. Some of you haven't believed in your own sexual energy. God, like your attractiveness. Thank you. I mean, that makes sense with captivation. That's what it is. It's like, I'm feeling the sexual energy, but I don't know how to talk about it. It's like, Some of you might not feel you're actually able to attract anything or anyone, or like almost like maybe being like a bit of a ghost, which is kind of interesting to me. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Like people, like you would probably say stuff like, "Oh, people don't really notice me," or "People don't really hit on me," or like, yeah, like people don't notice me, people don't hit on me, people aren't attracted to me, like, things like that. Um, People don't take to me. Like some of you might say things like this. Very interesting. They do. You just haven't tuned into this part of you. I feel like I'm also talking to people who actually get hit on all the time and you have no idea. Like it actually, whoop, like it goes over your head because you have this mindset. Ooh, you're the only one to get Cosmic Egg. The Crown Chakra card coming out, which usually comes out when we're going through this kind of like pinnacle of spiritual growth and development. And then we have Turtle. Turtle is a very grounded energy. It's a very flowy energy, but it's a wisdom card. It speaks to elders. It speaks to grandmother energy. This feels like moving into definitely a new level of awareness and comfortability with the self, but I feel like it's wisdom, honestly. I feel like it's wisdom, and I feel like you're getting a lot more support to navigate this. Because it feels very deep, Earth signs. It feels very, very deep. I keep getting some of you had someone sent to you with Turtle and the Bear and Cosmic Egg being there. Um, but this is gifting you like a mastery of your own magician energy because you are alluring, but you don't think you are. You are captivating, but you don't think you are. You're a star, but you don't think you are. Overall, we have octopus. You're the only one to get octopus. Did you do air already? Yeah, we're on the last element. Underneath that, we do have bat. Almost said bear again. Interesting. Ooh, and then we have mouse. Yeah. Yeah. Mouse is an anxious energy. It's a little bit of getting too fixated on details and perfection. It's a little like shadowy Virgo. Octopus, you guys know, is kind of like the devil card, but it's also about like attachment and restriction and codependency. But bat is about transitions and transformations. It's like this, okay, earth signs. Of all the signs, I would say what's going on with you feels the hardest, feels the densest. It's almost like you're kind of going through mud here in this shift in dealing with the shame of this, with these deep insecurities. It feels like you're going through mud, which is also why I think you're getting the extra assist here that the other elements just didn't have. Oh, the heaviness. I feel a little bit of wanting to give up. I feel a little bit of like wanting to sit in the darkness, to be honest. But God, you're like, oh, you're kind of a powerhouse here of like star magnetism energy. You really are. Oh, and I feel like you're close to realizing it. Like you're close to breaking through to that truth. But I just feel like you need a lot of love and a lot of extra assist here to do it. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards here. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Tell me about raccoon and sea serpent. I'm feeling Queen of Wands. We'll see if she comes out. Yeah, damn it. Three of Swords. And guess what? It landed right on the bear and the snake. So yeah, there's pain. There's pain. There's pain here when it comes to your creative expression and how you play, or like your relationship with your own passion. I keep getting, it's like this tug of war of like, I want to, but I can't do that. I want to say this, but I can't say that. I want to show this, but I can't show that. Like, I just feel constant tug of war. And every time you do that, for those who are resonating with this, every time you do that, you're basically telling like your inner child, your inner even like sensual feminine, like you're telling a very pure magical part of yourself that like you're a no. Like you just can't. Like you can't exist. It's making me sad. Tell me more about raccoon and sea serpent. Oh, making me so sad. It's major rejection. Three of Swords and the King of Cups. Because while we're talking about play and passion and sensuality and how you pull in and attract, with the King of Cups being out here, it's also, I keep getting, it's also like how you show love. Oh my God, earth signs. Uh, uh, it's like, it's how you also want to show love. You're rejecting it. And probably because it's been suppressed and it's been rejected, or like maybe it's also a lot of love, right? Maybe it's just a lot. But that's why you're carrying the Three of Swords in relation to the King of Cups there in your creative sense of expression, because a lot of you, it's also how you love. Some of you, where this is about that sexual energy, it's also having shame around being very like touchy and physical when you have affection for someone or people. Okay, some of you might have actually grown up in a household where like people did not show affection, like people didn't say I love you, people didn't hug, people didn't kiss. Like you probably grew up in an environment like that. Very likely, not saying you had to, but it's likely. Oh, sad. Okay, tell me about the bear. Tell me about bear and snake for my earth signs. Could this have been like a heartbreak of like a romantic relationship? Yeah, it could have been for some of you. I feel like it's way deeper than that though. If it was, it's tied to other stuff as a pattern. Tell me about bear and snake. Snake's really big in your reading. Yep, there's that Four of Swords. There's that Four of Swords. Tell me more about bear and snake for my earth signs. Oh, we're taking an interesting turn, earth signs. So for bear and snake, we have Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords coming out here. Why does this feel like a disruption? This is not what I expected. Knight of Swords can also just be like, it can just be like straight communication or just like wanting to come to some certain truth within yourself. But I feel disruption, and I'm surprised I didn't feel that before. But yeah, it's like that Four of Swords is that trying to like, take some time, trying to deal with this shame, trying to do some shadow work, trying to deal on your shit. And then we get the Knight of Swords. So, oh, thank you. That's also part of it. Thank you. That's why the Knight of Swords is here. Disruptive memories. Words people have said to you. So, earth signs, some of you may be struggling with repetitive thoughts of what people have said to you about you, and those words have stuck with you as programming that you internalized onto yourself. So for example, if you dealt with people who told you you're too clingy, then you repeat that in your mind, like, I can't do that because then I'll be seen as clingy. Or people told you you're too sensitive, I can't do that because I'll be seen as sensitive, right? Or if you're like a big affectionate person, like, oh, I can't hug people because it makes them uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? It's like things that you were told over and over and over by many people or one person. You've internalized it onto yourself. And it keeps interrupting you. It keeps like intrusive thinking. Some of you, it's just a very critical voice that has now become your voice, but it was never your voice. Makes sense? Okay. Ugh. Actually, tell me more about the bear and snake. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about bear and snake for my earth signs. Where are we at? Oh my God. It's gonna be a 2.5 hour video. Tell me more about bear and snake. Yeah. Oh, don't like it. Yeah. Seven of Cups. Completely throws you, man. It completely distracts you from just being yourself. It's totally the illusion of programmed, internalized, critical voice of other people. It's just like, it disrupts your peace. It disrupts your peace and doesn't allow you to be your powerful, unique self. Tell Tell me about fox, crow, and moth. Tell me about fox, crow, and moth. This is a weird thing I'm picking up on. I feel like I'm just picking up on like someone's experience of like being told you're a parrot. I don't know. It's such a weird thing to come through. Maybe people made fun of you for how much you talk. That was like such a weird thing. It just wanted to be said. Fox, crow, moth. Five of Pentacles coming out here. Okay, tell me more. Feeling a big lonely energy actually with the Five of Pentacles. I'm feeling like a lonely, struggling energy with that. Whoa. Oh, Page of Pentacles, the card of friendship and allyship, also speaks to making plans and whatnot. And again, we're clarifying the part of you that starts to get into that attractive energy. It starts to get into that magician, alluring energy, starting to really get into you. There's an examining of Five of Pentacles in your life, but I don't even think it's a financial thing. Some of you it could be. I feel like it's literally the feeling of being alone. Like it's the feeling of not being allowed to go in the church, of being left on the outside, being pushed to the outside, being outcast, being told you can't play with us, being told you're not allowed, whatever. It's all of that stuff. And you're really examining it. And I feel like you're trying to you're starting to navigate it as you start to get into your magic here. Some of you, there could be a friend or allies that start coming in as you start getting into that energy and they start showing up and getting pulled towards you. Okay. Can I get one more? That's such a fascinating little energy right there. Am I taking this? Yeah. Oh, and then boom, King of Swords. Yeah, you're starting to get clarity on this voice and these feelings that you have because of this voice. You have feelings that you're alone. You have feelings that you're not allowed and fear of missing out and you're on the outside, you're an outcast, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? And you're really examining this and starting to figure out how to navigate it. And I also feel like you're pulling friends in. Okay. Wow, big reading, Earth signs. Let's see any other final cards that want to come out here. Some of you really need to look at your parents here. Some of you have been avoiding that for some reason. And extended, oh, interesting. Some of you, it's a lot of people. Some of you people just said shit to you because you probably were just so full of light, honestly, and just made people uncomfortable. It's probably honestly what it is. Because I was getting okay, they're not looking at the parents. And then I heard teachers. And I was like, teachers? And then I heard peers. And I was like, oh, okay, so everyone. So everyone. Okay. I'm thinking that's what this is, our signs. I think that sacral energy you have, that allure, that captivation, it is it's magical. It's magic. It's literally magic. And I think it was probably just a lot for people and they didn't know how to deal. So they just turned on you, right? And just said really nasty things to you. So one other card that came out here, the Sun on the King of Cups and the Three of Swords around the shame here. You are going to move past this if you allow yourself to really get honest with where this critical voice comes from, where these insecurities come from, and you really start to demystify them, is what I'm really hearing. Demystify them for yourself, and then you can move into the Sun energy here, okay? Overall, we do have Ace of Pentacles. I love the Ace of Pentacles, and anybody who's been with me for a while knows why. Because the Ace of Pentacles is the only ace where you cross the threshold and go over the mountaintop and into a whole other timeline in reality. It's the only ace that has something like that as attached to its energy. But this is about a new beginning of feeling a little bit more solid and stable within yourself, in a way where you can be expressive and out and about. But what's interesting is underneath that we have the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Also another card of friendship here. It seems like with the Ace of Pentacles being your overall energy attached to the Five of Wands, you've actually had the opportunity for a while to move past this. Okay. To move past this and probably to make it to the 3, which is also why the 8 of Cups is here, to really start cultivating new foundations, like really getting deep into some different kinds of friendships that really are supportive of you, right? I'm hearing support systems is what I'm hearing actually. So however that resonates for you, support systems. But that 5 of Wands energy was that critical voice. That 5 of Wands energy is that critical voice. And that was preventing you from moving towards that. But here you are, ready to move towards that. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, Earth signs. That is it. The last read was really crazy. But I'm gonna go because we've been on for 2.5 hours and there's other shit I gotta do today too. But I love you guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me. And thank you everybody who sent me super chats. So appreciative. And don't forget to hit the like button too if you're here and you haven't hit the like button. It really, really does help the video and the channel and all the things. And I've been trying to like, get back on a little bit of a traction with my channel since the algorithm, all the changes, the algorithm doesn't like it. So I really appreciate it. But again, I love you guys. I hope you had an amazing eclipse. I hope you had a great week. And the sign readings will post consecutively Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 sign each day. Okay. And if you are wanting to be a patron, just know that the tiers that have early access to weeklies will now be talking circles. And I have researched how to do that as far as the logistics go, because it's going to be virtual and I now know how to do it. So I'm probably going to set it up this week. Okay. Just so you guys know. All right. I'm going to bounce. I love you guys. Take care. Great night. Great chat. Great hangout. Namaste.